Welcome to the Integrated Life with Carisha. I am Carisha Angus. I am a licensed master social worker, and I've been doing that for the past 20 years. The main purpose of this channel is to discuss the processes that I have used over the past 20 years in integrating my personal life along with my business life, professional life, and how I have created a systematic protocol in how to maintain balance without the normalcy of balance, because balance is a myth. I feel that it's more of a system and seasons, recognizing when the shift happens. And during this venture of talking with you and seeing what your comments are, I will be discussing and sharing my viewpoints, hinting and tips, tricks that I have used to maintain a thriving home life, because I think that comes first, and also a professionalism within the social work sphere, and we go on a journey. I have worked in both clinical, hospice, home health, child protective services, the school system. I have worked in Georgia, New York, England, back to Georgia, in different spheres. But the one thing that has been constant is that there is change. And the idea that there is a work-life balance, I don't believe that. I believe in seasons of changing. I believe that for me, as I have progressed through my life, rearing 3 children, in the process of taking care of them, mothering them, along with being a wife, and what would we call it, a master of the home, I have utilized the skills both in social work, and it has been translating into how I am able to maintain a coordinated effort in making sure that my children are a priority, my husband is a priority, my work is a priority, I am a priority, and they may not always happen at the same time. On this channel, we'll talk about the feeling of mom guilt, the over analytical brain, the guilt brain, the brain where it feels as if there's not enough time, more than there is days, activities, work, and all that. In the profession of social work, they always say there is a lifespan of 18 months in any given field. And it can be true. I haven't found it to be true for myself, because of my approach to life is that it is not one or the other. They can be both. They cannot be both at the same time, not all the time. And therefore, there is a word in social work that we have used over the years when I was in school to discuss about the beauty of compartmentalization. And most mothers would say, I don't know how to do that. But I would beg to differ, because we are an architect at compartmentalization. Whether or not you would call it that, or you would talk to your friends about the fact that I just shift, I did this and then I did that. I responded to the email and then I came back and I realized I had to put on dinner. That is a multi-juggling approach to everything, and at times that is what is necessary. And going through the phase of understanding that that is completely normal, given the fact that we are not just the teacher in the classroom, we are also the teachers to our children, we are the guidance to our husband, we are the director of a major broadcast, and that is home life. And it depends on where we are in the process. We have to also give ourselves grace. So in compartmentalization, it is a woman's superpower, even if it is not recognized as a superpower. It is where you are able to do the meeting and be very stern and straightforward, or take direction in one capacity. And then your kids' soccer game or basketball, and the coach call and say this happens, and then you shift the gear because it would demand a different you. And most people always think that, a person with multiple personality has to be on medication. But I would point to the fact that people in general, including men, but mothers, women, have multiple personalities. And if you were to sit back and analyze and think, yes, it is not that your multiple personality shows up in a mentally deranged or mentally off balance where you cannot function. It is where the personality you have in one scenario is not the same personality you have in another. And that too is an asset to a woman who is organized in the home. So my approach to life is integration, recognizing that the same skills I have at home can be transferred into my work life. The same patience I have at home with my kids, that can be transferred to my work life, and vice versa. The same patience I have with people who are severely unkind and disrespectful, I can transfer that same level of patience and grace to my husband and my children when I come home, because I have the capacity to do that. And through this journey, and I hope you join with your comments and critique or suggestion, I would want to venture into a place where most women operate all the time, but do not consider it to be a superpower or an advantage. They may feel as if it is a default mode, and it might well be, but it is a default mode that has served you well. And once you learn how to harness that default setting and calculate it, recalibrate it to allow you to be in the driver's seat rather than reactive, be more proactive, then you will see that the discombobulated feel or the out of sort feel that some of us may feel at any given time is there, but there's a roadmap to how we can get from disorientation, feeling left behind, feeling out of sort, to a place of calm. And I would encourage deep conversation, deep thought, journaling. I'm a big proponent of journaling. You don't have to become an author. Just get your thoughts, your mood, the vibe you're in on paper. Take it outside on paper to where you can disassociate. Disassociation is not necessarily a bad thing if used constructively. You are taking the thought, the ideas that do not serve you, and disassociating it onto paper, removing it from you where you think, this is me, and I am not a good mother, I am not a reliable worker, I'm not this, I'm not that. That is the thought. Then when you put it on paper, you can say, well, is this actually true? So throughout this venture of community, I hope to invite you to not only hear the thoughts and the ideas that I have to share, but also where you can see on reflecting the little tidbits that I will share that you are capable, you are strong, you have the tenacity and the drive to do it. And recognizing that Rome wasn't built in a day, and brick by brick, layer on layer, where you can see that, okay, this is what I'm wanting. This is what I feel I deserve. Now, how do I put systems in place to accomplish that? And within the integrated life, as we continue on this journey, it is to show that we are not just mothers, we are not just wives, we are not just daughters, we are not just sisters and employee or business owners or professional. We are not just one, we are all of it. And it is delicious and it is wonderful. And it is for us to embrace it and recognize that as we go through different phases of life. Now on the internet is all about, perimenopause. That is a phase of life. That is still not the totality of your life, because that is a way of moving from one juncture to another juncture. And it is always just enjoying the journey as you are on the way to where you believe you should go. And also within this conversation, I will venture to talk about the idea that one day we will get there, the there we imagine in our head, recognizing that there is always outside of where we think we should be. And I would like to enjoy the process and invite you to recognize that there is always right here you're standing. Because until we can recognize that wherever we are right now is where we ought to be, to learn what we need to learn, change, adjust what we need to adjust, and then move forward, we will never get to where we think we should be. Because the idea is that anywhere but where am I right now is better. So in my life and throughout my career and throughout my marriage and friendship and all of it, my firm foundation is this one thing: wherever I am, there's meant to be. And what am I to learn from this so I can move forward? So I would encourage you to come along, join. I will generally be right here. I consider it to be my boudoir. I made up the name. A section in my house where it is nice and comfy. Or I will join you in my car in between patient visits, little tidbits that come to mind and I would like to share. And I would like for you to join in the conversation. Share what you have learned. How do you master the home? How do you put things together that flows? I'm a big proponent of batch cooking and meal prepping, because from my kids were born, now they're in their teens, I have always cooked all their meals. They don't eat out, rarely. My husband is a trucker, and therefore he requires meals, so I cook all of it. I have multiple jobs, and that takes time. And there are some technological tools that I use to organize my day, reminders on my phone. There are things that keep this machine churning without me being stressed, overwhelmed, or feeling detached. Is it easy? No. Is it doable? Oh, yes. And I'm proof of that, because I do not come from a place of I know it all. I come from a place that I have tried it and it is proven, and it may not show up the same way for you. It may be adjusted because every person's journey is different. But what I can say is that if you come along with me, we will enjoy the journey together, because I wouldn't show you anything that I haven't walked through, and I wouldn't suggest anything that I didn't think was beneficial. And what I would say, join the journey. Share, like, and subscribe, and share your comments. And thank you for your time, and I'll see you on the next video. And welcome to the Integrated Life with Carisha. Thank you.